Welcome to another presentation from Ozar, where we'll demonstrate how to create a simple CRM app in PHP CodeIgniter 4 using offline no-code, low-code tools like CodeIgniter Wizard and local AI powered by an LLM running on a Mac. With the latest developments in AI, creating apps with CodeIgniter Wizard is even more fun now, especially when used in conjunction with AI. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to create and use a simple CRM app using the latest version of CodeIgniter Wizard and a local AI model without the need to connect to the internet. We'll start by generating code for an appropriate database via our local LLM. Next, create the database and visualize it using what's called an ER diagram, which stands for Entity Relationship. Then, we'll use CodeIgniter Wizard to generate the base app from the DB, and finally preview the app in a web browser. CodeIgniter Wizard, or CI Wiz for short, had already introduced several new features, including dark mode support in generated apps, as well as authentication and authorization, utilizing the new official Shield library in addition to the MythAuth framework, which has been around for a long time. CodeIgniter Shield is a modern and first-party package eligible for support from the same open-source community. In a couple of previous videos, we had already demonstrated how to install local AI software on your own computer to run some LLMs locally. You may want to subscribe to our channel and check out those videos if you haven't already done so. In this demo, we'll use a 27 billion parameter model of Gemma 3 running locally on an M3 MacBook Pro. Gemma 3 is another open-source model developed by Google. First, we ask our local large language model to generate a sample SQL schema for a CRM database. I'll type in the prompt. Please provide a MySQL DDL for a CRM database with tables for leads, opportunities, contacts, organizations, conversions, deals, and tasks, including primary keys and suitable data types. Table and column names with more than one word shall be delimited with underscores and all in lowercase. It responds with some code which is called DDL, an acronym for Data Definition Language, featuring database tables like leads, contacts, deals, and more. I can now copy the generated SQL code into a MySQL tool with a graphical user interface. For this, I'll use SQL Ace, a free and open-source MySQL developer utility. I'll paste the copied DDL code in SQL Ace and execute it to create the local CRM database using MySQL. But first, I need to create an empty database as a starter. Okay, I'm pasting in the code now, and I'll execute its statements, which in turn will create the database tables. As a final step here, I'll also create a DB user that will have the necessary privilege to access the schema. Here's our CRM's Entity Relationship Diagram, or ER diagram for short. This is a visual map that shows the main tables in our database and how they relate to each other. Think of it as a blueprint for how our app organizes data. Organizations connect to contacts, deals, and opportunities, while leads and conversions help us track the entire sales journey from first contact to closing a deal. And now we have a working database. We launch CodeIgniter Wizard and begin by connecting it to our newly created CRM database. This takes a few seconds, and we provide the connection parameters and select the database. Next, we create a new project by assigning a name to our app and specifying some basic settings, such as language and namespace. We can now proceed to the CRUD generation phase. This is where CodeIgniter Wizard truly shines. I'll begin by creating the first module, which is specifically based on the leads table in the database. I'll select the table, review the fields, and adjust labels and form types where needed. Then, with one click, the MVC module is generated, complete with model, controller, views, and routing. Next, I'll be repeating this process for opportunities. I scroll the fields grid to the right so that we can see the pop-up menus that will be automatically created to link to the list of organizations and contacts in the database. Then, I'll enter a couple of opportunity stages for the user to choose from. To keep it simple for the sake of this demo, I'll leave it at prospecting and done deal. It is always possible to add more options later, such as closed and lost. Finally, I'll fine-tune some of the settings in the module options, like how and where the form validation errors should appear and the authorization level, meaning what user group can have access to this module in the generated app. After I click the Generate and Close button, not only the Opportunities module but also each related module is built in just a few clicks. Relationships are automatically wired in thanks to the foreign key definitions in our database. I'll take a minute to review the other modules that have been automatically created and fine-tune some of the settings. Within a few minutes, we've scaffolded 4 fully functional modules: leads, opportunities, organizations, and contacts. I'll finally publish all of the modules and sidebar navigation, which will also be automatically generated. With our application now generated, it's time to preview it in the browser. Utilizes the local development server, allowing us to test all the generated modules immediately. With the basic modules completed, we can now start the built-in web server and launch the app locally in the browser. Here, you can see the login screen. This feature is built in thanks to the integrated authentication system powered by CodeIgniter Shield. I'll log into the app with the default user. Once logged in, now since we are starting with a blank slate and there are absolutely no records in the database, I'll first go to Organizations and create a sample organization. On this screen, only the organization name is required, so I'll simply create one named Acme Corp. This form was generated automatically, and it's already fully operational. Now, because we also need at least one contact for this organization, I'll go ahead and create a sample contact named Jane Doe. Finally, I'll enter a fictional opportunity related to this potential customer. Let's open the Opportunities screen and add a new opportunity for Jane Doe at Acme Corporation. This is what we mean by instant functionality. For the basic features, there's not even any need to write or debug any code. We can run the CRM locally, search and filter records, add new entries, and update or delete existing data, all with a polished UI. And best of all, everything works offline, right on your own machine. All these steps happen inside the app we generated just moments ago, with no manual coding involved. In this brief demo, we've transitioned from generating a database schema with a local LLM to launching a fully functional CRM app powered by CodeIgniter Wizard. From leads to deals and from tasks to opportunities, this low-code approach accelerates both development and iteration. Combine it with local AI and you've got a workflow that's fast, private, and incredibly efficient. If you enjoyed this demo, give us a like, share it with your team, and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next one.